I got Kaylina in here producing with me, and I got the legend, the myth, the homie. He's finally back, you guys. He's been on a hiatus. I got Ed Nunez from the Pit Press. What's going on, you guys? What's up, Ed?
Guess everything's going good, Kenny. And you mentioned been down there doing a little bit of Western New Mexico basketball. And just real quick, they're 16-4 and 10-3 in the conference.
That's cool.
Their best record since I don't know when. I've been the voice there for 6 years, and it appears they're going to make the conference tournament. So, hey, shout out to the Mustangs of Western New Mexico.
Man, that's cool because you get to go up there and hang out with them. And then I love the fact that how we always got to give the shout out, especially to the kids and the young fellas that's up there playing up north. But Kaylina, what's up, man? I said man, but what's going on? You the homie.
I am the man.
You are. What's up, homie?
I'm chilling. I produced for BB today, which was really fun, except for, as we all covered already, I'm getting over a cold. And fun story, I have not coughed yet. The cough had not arrived. And I was working really hard with, my allergy medications to make sure there is no cough. And surely I would be fine. No, I choked on what I was drinking, and then I triggered the worst coughing fit of my life.
Oh, no.
And
No.
I was just behind the scenes
Kaylina.
trying not to die.
No, there's no try. You die, we have a problem.
Lived. I'm here.
Thank God.
I survived, but it was like 10 minutes before I could talk.
Oh, man.
I'm all answering the phone like, baby today. But we survived. And anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you. Now I have a whole new lease on life. That was like a close encounter for me.
That's so cool, but not cool.
But like,
you
not
okay,
cool.
though?
I'm okay.
That's
Thank
all
you.
that matters is that you're okay.
I'm okay now.
That's cool.
The medicine is working.
Hey, Ed, what's going on with the Pit Press right now? What you guys got coming up?
We had George Scott on the other night to recap the San Jose State game.
Lobo legend
yes,
George Scott.
Yeah, had him on, and we talked about how the Lobos are playing, how well they're connected. So you know what? Had a lot of views, a lot of comments. We do a live show. So when we do a live show,
what's some of the comments? How did it go? Let's just feed into that a little bit.
Some people were talking about. One guy was worried that if Chris Howell comes back, that maybe Luke Hopp's minutes might be cut. Can't worry about that. Other people were saying that, hey, New Mexico's, this is one of the best teams that they've seen. They're very pleased with the way Coach Olin has them playing. Other comments were towards the Utah State game. A lot of people were saying, hey, I hope it's sold out. They're looking forward to going to the Pit. So you know what? We got about 18 people. No, about 20 people commenting during our live show. So George did a great job. George has been he played for New Mexico 82 through 85. Played in the Pit against Patrick Ewing. I remember that when the number one Georgetown Hoyas came here in 1985.
I didn't know
sold out. And New Mexico only Hunter Green was on the team. They only lost 69-63. And in a game, New Mexico would have got wiped out probably anywhere else. But in the paper the next day, the Georgetown players said they couldn't even hear themselves in the huddle. That's how loud it was that night. So
that's cool.
And I'll tell you what, George went up against Patrick and held his own, man. He did. They had Patrick Ewing's the number one pick, New York Knicks, legendary center.
I played against him.
Yes, I do.
I'm old.
Yeah. So it's always great to have George on because George has a great perspective. And somebody that's been a friend of mine, played a lot of ball with George back in the day at Johnson Gym. So we had a great show, man. We did.
Well, let's feed a little bit into. We'll probably talk Lobos a little later, but let's continue on that path when it comes to the press conference that you just went to yesterday,
this
right?
This morning.
I couldn't make it, but yeah. What happened there from the perspective? You had Coach Olin, and you had Albury in there for the press conference. Do you want to give us a little bit of insight? What happened?
Dayton Albury. I think if anybody has any swag, we think it's him. Because I talked to Phil McDonald yesterday, and he said most of the Lobos take on Olin's personality. Kind of quiet, a little bit subdued, not a lot of, hey, man, the bravado, the alpha male. You don't see a lot of that. Albury doesn't have it either.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him, because you're playing against Utah State. I think he's the key to the game tomorrow night because, it's against guys that he played with in the system that he played in. He didn't play into that much. They asked him, hey, have you given Coach Olin any information about Utah State personnel? He said that he had shared what he knows about them. But he's a low-key brother, man. Low-key. He wants to win. He says, hey, we're looking forward to the tournament. We want to win, of course. And then Coach Olin came in, and we one of the things he did that I really
Coach
listened
Olin?
to, Coach Eric Olin, he talked about shot profiles, about, hey, some shots are good for some certain players.
See.
Some certain players shouldn't take certain shots, shot profiles. And I'm like, he's right. He's right, man.
See, but is this the first time that he's actually kind of identified that? Because it seemed like in the beginning or leading up until this point, it's been a perspective of, hey, we got to take the shots that we're supposed to get. Have you heard that perspective yet? Because I haven't. This is the first time I've heard that.
What he meant, somebody asked him about that. It might have been Jeff Grammer, because, when we're in there, Jeff Grammer sets up and gets the first 5. It might be the first 10. Nothing against Jeff. He's the beat writer, man. He's going to get those questions. But no, he wants them to take. He mentioned that good shots that we know certain players are going to make.
Yeah.
And they scored Saturday 1.475 points per possession. Very efficient. So one of my questions was, what's the key to that? Sharing the ball, he said. Making sure guys get shots that are good for their shot profile.
There we go.
Yeah. So when I listen, I'm like,
sense.
Dang, okay.
That makes sense.
This dude broke it down in a way that makes a lot of sense for his team and the talent that they have. One of the things I'm going to say real quick, you and I have been saying this about Antonio Chol. Hey, man, he took it to the rack twice. He attacked the rack, and we hadn't seen that. He only scored 4, but the 2 baskets he had were layups at the rim.
See, speaking of Antonio Chol, before we go to this break, you guys, he was 0 for 3, right? And he was 2 for 7. I don't want the 7 to be all in the threes category, right? This is where he's identifying himself from a different perspective by being able to take those 2 field goals that were not identified as threes. He's also a guy that I feel like that should be coming out and probably rebounding a little bit better because he's so long, right, and athletic. Maybe there's something there that he can bring a different perspective. But when the Lobos only have 6 turnovers, that's unbelievable because they're holding on to the ball, even though they might. I'm not going to say might because they are shooting a great percentage. The last couple games, they've been shooting over 50%. Over 50%.
Yeah.
You got San Diego State, 2 quarters, 50% each. And then you identify this game against San Jose State. Even though San Jose State is not identified as a good team, I felt like they held their own and they held the Lobos accountable to where you weren't just going to come in here and feel like you were just going to take over the game.
They made some shots, man. They made some shots,
did.
And one of the things about Chol, I'll say this real quick, he's 6'9", averaging 3.6 rebounds per game.
See.
So now, if that's me, if I'm the coach, I'm like, man, look at you. You're 6'9", look at your wingspan. You 2 rebounds fall into your hands.
Perimeter, man.
You got it. You have to get more rebounds.
He's on the perimeter.
Yes, you're right. He roams that perimeter.
And then what do you do?
Yeah.
Depending on where the ball bounces on the offensive when shots go up, if you're on the perimeter, if you're not even I'm going to call it out because he's on the perimeter.
Yeah.
And then when you're out there, you got to have the mindset to think about, hey, I need to go rebound. Imagine him playing the 3. He doesn't play the 4. Sometimes he does play the 4, right? To a certain
Once in a
extent.
while.
But this team is not really identified as 3, 4, 5 to a certain extent unless you're Bouillon or JT Rock. You are playing the 5 from that perspective, but you got those guys that are stretching out to the perimeter as well.
Utah State's a good offensive rebounding team. They're going to need him to grab more than 3 rebounds. He's got the ability. He does. That's what drives us crazy. You see it. I see it. There's something in his head that he just he won't attack. He'll take a jab step, and if they defend him and shut him off, he just immediately fires a 3. But I've seen the ability to get to the rack. I've seen it. Look at his body. Oh, yeah. So I think, again, I hate to keep being critical of him, but I just think sometimes we can get more from him because he's got the ability.
I don't think it's critical. We're just identifying what we see based off of our basketball intellect.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? People might not agree, and it's not a matter of us coming at any of these guys. We just I want them personally to be successful, right? Because this community deserves it, and why not? So yeah, we're gonna take this quick break. I got my guy Ed Nunez in here from the Pit Press. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 600 Sports Animal. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 600 Sports Animal. I got Kaylina producing with me today. Got my guy Ed Nunez in here from the Pit Press. Today's Tuesday, Ed comes in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Ed, I want to continue this conversation with our Lobos real quick, right? I am unbelievably impressed with where our Lobos have come from the beginning and how they're playing the basketball now. In the beginning, they weren't sharing the ball. Now I feel like they're sharing the ball, and I feel like they're having fun. You think about a guy like Chris Howell, right? Like, that's a key component. And the thing about it is I'm not going to say we don't miss him, because we do. But the way that Jake Howell is coming, Luke Hall is coming in and complimenting him and keeping the structure to a certain extent. We have 3 true freshmen that are averaging over 10 points a game that are playing at a high level right now. How do we go back from 30? How are we, and I'm not into all these polls, but how were we ranked 39 and go back to like 41, 42?
Yeah, that's
how does that work?
One of those things, again, you have New Mexico across your jersey. Although they base it on power rankings, strength of schedule, things like that. But the way they're playing, the other day, what's his name? The guy from Pete Gillen is on CBS Sports, and he said he thought Eric Olin was the national coach of the year.
I heard it.
So I came out of my chair. I'm like, Pete Gillen's got some credibility. Yeah. He's not just some guy out there in left field. So, I think they're starting to get recognized about the way they play. And, the other thing that you mentioned, and I said this too, I talked to Philip McDonald. Yeah, I think I told you yesterday. The way they play together, and they don't care who scores. And in today's day and age, with NIL, I got to get my bag. It's me first, my clicks, my likes, my Instagram, my Snapchats, right? The way that these guys are playing as a team and the way they're connected like that, it's unusual, especially in today's age, man, because mostly people are like, hey, I'm going to stay here a year, and then next year I don't know where I'll be, but I got to get my bag. And these guys don't seem concerned about any bag except winning, which, like I said, in today's age, it's unusual. There's not that big guy, right? The guy that comes in the locker room, a Kenny Thomas, a Clayton Shields, that big personality. They don't have that. Even I thought Albury was, and I listened to him today. Yeah. And he's a low-key dude, man. Low-key guy, very respectful. He didn't say, hey, man, I can't wait to get Utah State. There's a couple of them dudes that, in practice, I remember. He's just real low-key. I want to win. We're looking forward to it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, right now, he's going to go at him.
You know he is. You know he is, man. Ooh. Yeah. You know he is. He was low-key about it, but there's some dudes on that team that you practiced against. You're probably like, okay, I remember that, man, when he did that to me in practice. You know what? I'm going to get him. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get him. You went through that, right? There's some dudes that who was your guy in practice that went at you like that, and you're like, okay. You played with some of the greats, man.
See, I had in college, thank you for that. Me and Clayton, obviously, we didn't go against each other because we played with each other in practice, but Daniel Santiago, you had Chris Pallock. Those are some of the.
Patrick. And then Chris Patrick?
No, it wasn't Patrick.
Patrick was it
Chris something.
I know who you're talking about.
Right? Big 7-footer.
Yeah.
And then you have Ben Baum, right? He was more of a shooter. He could stretch. He wasn't like a big post-up guy. I used to lick my chops. I love those guys. But I used to lick my chops. You know what I mean? But because I knew I was going to get to where I wanted to get to, and I feel like Albury's going to do that to a certain extent, but I think he needs to play within himself and not get so deep around the basket to where he's over. Thank you. He's over penetrating to where he got to find that even balance, because I feel like with him coming off of that 14-point game against San Jose State, I feel like this might be the game that's going to get him over the top. And I'm not saying that he got to score 20, but if he came out and had a good 12, 14 points, I feel like he needs that momentum to help him get into the groove, because I don't think he's into a groove. What do you think? I just don't, because we expected more, right? Or is it just me?
I think I'll be honest. I think the guy, the downhill driver, right? The guy that gets New Mexico, I think he's played pretty darn well. Now, when they recruited him, I remember reading in the paper, I'm like, man, that's a good signing right there. I thought to myself, because that guy, we saw what he did at Utah State. For what Eric Olin has asked him to do, be that guy that gets in the gaps. attack the rim. He wants to put the rim pressure on. He does.
Yeah.
And then when he does, there's been times he's overpenetrated. That's true. But he's got to the angles, got fouled, kicked it back out. Somebody else scores it. And what they'll do is they'll kick it out and then one extra pass. Boom, boom. I think he's played really, really well. Now, is he in a groove the way maybe we thought he'd be 18 or 19 a game? I don't think they need that from him. What they're getting from him right now, I'm very pleased with. I think he's playing some excellent basketball tomorrow. I think he's the key tomorrow night. I really do.
He really is the key.
Yeah, I do.
and I totally agree with you because I did expect 17, 18 points a game, right? But the way he's playing right now, I feel like he's playing perfect because he's not overcommitting as much to the drive and he's making the right pass or the right situation, which is what I've been wanting him to do more of.
I think the other thing is that once in a while he'll hit you with a three and you're like, go ahead and if you're the other coach, he's shooting 27, 30% from the three and he'll nail it. So he's that guy that, again, you talk about all the other players that they have, Jake Hall, Luke Hopt, Bullion. He's such a key to driving their offense, getting people in the right position. And Coach Olin talks about it. I want rim pressure. Who puts better rim pressure on the defense than Dayton Albury? I don't think anybody does. I
totally agree. Yeah. And then to back him up, you got to get to Uriah tonight. When it comes to the defense intensity, I love how the backcourt is playing right now. And they're not that. I feel like they're being I feel like they're being fearless right now, and the way that they're getting the ball to the bigs and getting Bouillon in right situations. And JT Rock, he's still establishing himself, posting up, and he's still doing it even though he's not getting opportunities. People don't understand, Ed. When you're a big man and you're working that hard, Are the guards seeing the work and the effort, or do we see JT Rock getting more opportunities as we come down, especially in the second half of Mountain West Conference?
I think those are legitimate questions, and there's been times when you said, Yvonne Sanchez would always say that, hey, if you see the post numbers, give him the ball, man. Give him the ball. See the numbers? I see your number. Yeah. Number 4, throw it to him, man. Throw him the ball. And there's been times that they haven't done that. I saw him make that left-handed. I was like, damn, I thought of you. I was like, man, that was sweet, sweet. Well, go to work. Go to work, big fella, right? What's in your tool bag? Yeah. What was in your? You had a drop step. You had a jump.
It was
the
hook.
Yeah,
hook both ways, and I had to develop my left hand hook to where I just kept using it. Just kept using it.
That way you kept him off balance, right?
Yep.
A tool bag.
Yep.
He's developing still, but I like what I see, man. I like what I see.
No, get this though. I think somebody made a comment, and during the last game, San Jose State, they called into the call-in show that I have over on KKOB. Somebody made a comment, and I agree with this strongly, 120%. JT Rock, I feel like could start somewhere else.
Yeah,
and outside of the Mountain West Conference, it's a given in the Mountain West Conference. What do you think?
You know what's up? There's a good point to be made there because, Bullion, right, he's a 23-year-old freshman. Is he coming back? We don't know. So, Rock should be the starter next year. But
there we go.
So much is up. Let me tell you this, right? Everything's up in question because let's just say, hypothetically, that Olin gets them further than any Lobo coach has. Then what? There's a lot to be, we enjoy the moment. We enjoy week by week. But I think JT Rock would definitely be Bullion is going to be hard to get another year at 23 years old. He's already played some professional basketball. They got him 1 year here.
As far as like transferring?
Well, getting Bullion another, they're not sure if he'd even be eligible next year. Because,
he's
already played some professional ball.
But he's a freshman. Why is he?
They appealed for that. They appealed for that to get him that year.
Okay, now get this.
So yeah,
I'm trying to understand here. He's identified as a freshman,
right?
Don't you get 4 years? Aren't you supposed to get 4 years of collegiate athletics at a minimum?
You're supposed to.
So if that's the case, if they're fighting for it, is it because of the visa situation or is it because of what does age have to?
He had played already some professional That's what I heard. I heard that they got him 1 year. And that
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
I haven't heard this.
Yeah, again, he might want to go play professionally anyways. He's a grown man, right? Dude's a grown man.
This is a freshman.
So, but I think the caller that said that, there's people on our show the other night. You asked what people said. They said, hey, we'd like to see him, JT Rock, get more minutes. They did say that.
Yeah.
They'd like to see him get more. They've said, you said it too, are they going to put Bullion and Rock on the floor at the same time. They used to say that about you and Daniel Santiago, play them together. The problem was that I saw, now you're the one that was out there, is that sometimes the matchups didn't call for that because Daniel wasn't the fleet of foot guy. He played the pros. He improved like 1,000,000%.
He should have played.
Yeah, no, he should have played. Should have played more, right?
He
Probably should have played more.
At least 10, 12 minutes a game. Easy.
Yeah, and people were calling for that when you played.
It would have taken a lot of pressure off of me because I would have been able to play the 4.
Right.
But I was double and triple teamed anyway, so it wasn't gonna matter.
No, you every catch, right? Every catch.
They dug, they sank in. Yeah, I had to figure it out. I had to go in my bag. But before we go to this break, can Bouillon guard a 4? Can JT Rock guard a 4?
I don't know that Rock can guard in space. I don't know.
Now that's the difference because the game is a lot faster, and would that be appealing? But do you take a chance and go big and take advantage of it? The Lobos are not really they're not identified as a post-up or inside presence team. Let's keep it real.
Right.
If you agree with me or not, you can call 505-246-0610, but are they?
This guy, Eric Olin, is into analytics and metrics more than any coach I've ever seen here.
Okay.
For sure. So, he's looking at that like, does it fit? What are the analytics? Points per possession? What are we going to do here? I don't think he sees it as an option right now. I don't. He hasn't done it yet. I don't think he sees it as an option quite yet.
Analytics, man. It's crazy.
Oh, that dude is metrics, analytics like nobody I've ever seen.
Hey, that plus-minus thing is unbelievable.
Big time. Yeah.
The game has shifted.
Yeah.
Yo, you're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal, which is your home for the NFL, which is brought to you by Hyenas Comedy Nightclub. There's multiple comedians coming in and out. You can catch them at Winrock Town Center. You can visit hyenascomedynightclub.com/Albuquerque for more information. I got Kaylina producing. I got the house music going. I used to like that. I used to be on couches. I don't know if I told you that, Kaylina. I used to party.
Wait, that's such a juxtaposition. You were on couches partying? I mean, this is the music that would play while you're sitting down.
That's funny.
Yeah, in the club.
That's wild. I went one time to a club, and I was cannot understand.
Did you just say you went to a club one time?
No one will invite me.
What?
What did you think? What was your experience
I'm not
like?
going to lie. It was kind of painful because it was like all these people were over there dancing. And I was like, that's cool. I was with my boyfriend and like his friends. And so they were all there like, oh, let's find some ladies. But then, what are we going to do? So really, we were just all sitting around there, and his best friend was like, Kaylina, what's the perfect girl for me? And I was like, this is weird.
That's funny.
I was like, if you wanted me to describe that for you, why don't we sit at the bar where I can actually hear you? Like, get up and dance, you weirdos.
Wow, totally awkward.
It was super awkward. And I was like, what's the appeal after that? So I never went back.
Yeah.
I've done lots of I've been invited to house parties where there's loud music and people are dancing. That was more exciting, honestly.
That's cool, though. You never know what you're going to get right here with Unfiltered with your boy, Kenny Thomas. You just
Talk
found
about
out
his days partying.
You never know. If you're listening right now, you can call 505-246-0610. Me and my guy, Ed Nunez, that's with me today. We were just talking about our Lobos. But we're about to jump into this whole NBA action. We got the trade deadline coming up this Thursday, February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a lot of chatter going on. You got Giannis, you got James Harden, you got the All-Star Weekend. There's different things. LeBron James in his second consecutive All-Star Weekend. Should he be there? I don't know. But right now we got Giannis that's saying that he wants out. Obviously, he has his two brothers there with him. And these are some of the teams that's being thrown out there. The Warriors, the Heat. You got the Knicks with my guy Mike Brown. I don't know if they're interested. I've heard a couple things, but they're happy with what they have, I think. And you got the Minnesota Timberwolves that's speaking the loudest, with Giannis being out 4 to 6 weeks with a calf injury right now. Obviously, you would get the man right after All-Star break, which is coming up here in the next 2 weeks or a week and a half or so. You're obviously, if the trade happens with Giannis, you're going to be without him for at least a minimum of 4 weeks, right? At a minimum. And then you're going to have to work him back into the rotation. I like the Wolves for him, to be honest. What do you think about that, Ed?
The Wolves, they're playing some pretty good ball. They beat OKC for the third time this season. You know, I'd be hesitant to break that group up, but you know, what would be the offer? Naz Reid, Randall.
Well, they're going to have to give up the world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, there's going to be at least 3-4 teams that are involved.
Although they did lose to Memphis last night, the Wolves lost to Memphis. So I don't know, man. I like their core. I led by Anthony Edwards. Now, of course, Giannis is Giannis. Now that calf you're talking about, I think it's the same one he hurt in December. They may be out a little bit longer. Again, the guy's in phenomenal shape, but they said on the NBA Today the other day that Milwaukee may wait for the summer, but
I think they're going to wait.
Yeah, you know what? Because you know what? This you're going to want to get a package for that guy, right? Back in the day when Kareem was traded, they 3 players, draft picks. I mean, that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
So this guy is one of the greatest. I heard Nikola Jokic being mentioned as one of your callers yesterday, or you might have said it was the best player in the league. Giannis is right there in the top 5, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot. If I'm the Wolves, I don't know if I'm making that deal. I like my team. I like what I got.
I would wait.
Yeah, you know what? If I'm Milwaukee, you mentioned some of the reasons they're not as good as they were in that championship season. They won a championship year, and it came apart quick.
Oh, yeah.
Budenholzer was fired the next year. It just didn't go the way I thought it would when they won that one championship.
Totally agree. And then you got rid of Doc Rivers, and then you bring him back, and then you're trying to fix the culture, and it's too late, right? But everybody's talking about the Warriors, Jimmy Butler, and then you got Jonathan Kuminga over there that wants out to a certain extent as well. But I really, really do not see it happening because you got to think about it. The salary cap is 146, 150 million-ish. Giannis makes 50, 60 million a year. It's going to have to make sense because you're going to have to put in some more teams to be able to make this work. And when I got traded from Houston to Philadelphia, it was a 3-team trade, right? It was with Denver, Philly, Houston. It's just one of those things that just happens. I don't think it's going to happen, Ed. I really don't.
When you got traded, I got to ask you this. You know, first of all, you didn't expect that, I'm sure.
No, when I first got traded the very, very first time, I was actually getting up from a nap. I had my towel on in my Houston house. I got a call from Rudy Tomjanovich, who was the coach at the time. I'm like, whoa, why is he calling me? And I was like, whoa, what? I got what? He said, I don't want to do this. What? I was like, huh? How does this work? I started shaking, started sweating a little bit. And then next thing you know, it's like harmless. You report within 48 hours or 72 hours. You go through the physical. You got to pass the physical. In order for the trade to happen, everybody has to, unless the team is going to waive it. And then they just take you as you are, right? It comes down to the team. It's crazy how it works.
2 things. One, I notice your stories generally involve you taking a nap. You're like, my routine before practice, take a nap.
Oh, yeah.
Big news that I learned was taking a nap. And 2, was wondering, so you don't have any say in this?
No.
That is wild.
I was a product.
Oh.
And they have insurance on us when it comes down to it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
That's stressful.
We're a piece of meat, man. It is what it is. But the thing about it is that we make a crap load of money in 7-8 month span, right? Like that's just the regular season from late October to April. Like it's 82 games and it's a grind, man. We make a lot of money, but the grind is serious. But we got a caller. I guess we're gonna wait a second. We got a caller, Kaylina.
Oh man, my man.
What's up, Robert? What's going on, man?
So I have a question. Since you were talking about being traded. And I was thinking about this the other day. If you were traded from one team to another, do they have like a liaison that meets you and tells you how you're going to get, how things happen? How do they move you? Do they give you an apartment? How does all that happen? How does that go down?
So to answer that question right away, like you have to report they meet you and greet you at the airport. They take care of all expenses if you're moving your cars, if you're moving your family, if you're all of that. But right away, when you do get traded, you end up in a hotel. So I was in a hotel when I got traded from Houston to Philly, I was in a hotel for the majority of I was in a hotel for the rest of the year, actually. And then I got traded right before Christmas, you guys. Like a couple weeks before Christmas, and Larry Brown, who I still talk to, one of the greatest coaches ever, which I'm going to try and get on the show as well, he let me go home to get some more stuff back to Houston, to my house in Houston. And then they flew me first class. They paid for everything, and they flew me back, and they took care of everything. It's like you don't skip a beat.
Wow.
Your checks transfer. There's no skip and pay. There's nothing. Everything
So they
just
don't
keeps moving.
Give you like a heads up?
No.
They just tell you after it's done?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so wild.
Look at Trae Young, you guys, if you're listening right now, just to piggyback off of what Robert said. Trae Young got traded during the middle of an Atlanta Hawks game, and he was in street clothes.
He went to the locker room.
He went to the locker room.
Yeah, see ya. Got to go.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
Your product, hey, you're traded, boom, get out of here. Yeah.
What is it like, the witness protection program? Don't even go home. Everything's already packed.
Well, yeah, right. It's not that bad. But you get to go home, and then you get to figure it out. But obviously, you'll get a phone call, and then they'll kind of let you know. You kind of go from there. See,
Well,
and
I've always wondered that. Because I'm like, I wonder how that goes down. Do they? I mean, like coaches, like Rick Pitino signs a deal, or Junior signs a deal to leave here and goes to Xavier. Do they come here? Somebody from Xavier comes here and helps his wife pack everything and ship it, or do they just send somebody in the house and send it on down the road?
From a college,
he's on his own on that. I think.
Got to be.
Yeah, give him a moving stipend. I'm sure. Coach Pitino from Xavier, give him a moving stipend.
I have no clue.
I would think
nowadays.
they do. That's part of the contract. I would think.
These kids get everything nowadays.
Right. Yeah.
They get everything. But Robert, I'm gonna share one more story with you. When I got traded again, I got traded from Philly to Sacramento. Get this. The way it happened, I was in a Chris Webber trade. Me and Corliss Williamson and Brian Skinner were on the same team, obviously, in Philly. Sacramento came to Philly. 2 days later, I had to switch jerseys. And I went over and played in Philly, in the Philly arena. And I had a double-double, obviously. But it's one of those things to where I had to have my stuff ready to go after that game. And the Sacramento Kings were still on a road trip. I had to go on that road trip. Then I had a chance to come back later and get some more stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man.
So
crazy.
Did Chris call a timeout on that one?
No. We're not going back to Michigan, bud. Hey, you going?
Had to throw that out there.
Hey, you going to the game tomorrow? What's up, man? Lobo game.
I wish I could. I actually have an appointment in the evening. I've got a family issue with one of my siblings has cancer as well, and we got a 5:00 appointment that we need to go to. So, unfortunately, my family deals with cancer a lot.
Oh, I'm so sorry, bud. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Prayers to you and your family. I really mean that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, I if I didn't want to deal with it, I promised him I'd go with him. So it's one of those things, you know.
Yeah, man. God bless you and the family, bro. And thank you for always calling in and listening to the show.
Hey, thanks, guys. Hey, I sent you a text. There's something I saw. I don't remember if it was on Fox.
Oh, is this the one about...
For the CBS.
Is this the one about... I don't know who the guy was.
About all these Giannis trades.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things going around, man, when it comes to Giannis. But those are those Heat, Knicks, Warriors, and Wolves were kind of the top ones right now. But, yeah, random stuff is coming out about Giannis.
Yeah, I saw one where they said that the Wolves were going to trying to work a deal with through Orlando, Phoenix, and who was it? It was Orlando, Phoenix, and Sacramento.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that would be crazy. How would they pull that one off?
Wow.
But anyway.
Yeah. Interesting. Sacramento's making some moves, too. So thanks, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, you bet, guys. Take care.
Appreciate you. We got another caller. If you're listening, we're going to take a quick break. We got to get our sponsors in. We'll be right back. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal. Got Kaylina in here producing with me, and I got my guy Ed Nunez from the Pit Press in here with me as well. You can catch Ed every Tuesday and Thursday right here with me If you've missed any episodes and you want to go back and listen to them, you can go to YouTube, search on Filter with Kenny Thomas, and you can go to all the podcast platforms and search on Filter with Kenny Thomas as well. And you can follow me on Kenny Thomas NBA. There's some clips on there. I got Ed is even on there. I need to send you the clip, Ed. My social media kid just added a clip on there with you. You're on video.
All right.
It was pretty cool.
All right, man.
It was pretty cool. Let's get back to the call lines. What's going on, Mud? Mud, what you got for me?
Yeah, man. I was just here listening to you guys, man, and I was just thinking about the things that we were talking about. You know that I called it out, man, and I think the Lobos are gonna win outright, and all the whole season, the rest of the season, the Lobos are gonna win, man, because the way they're playing, it's just unbelievable, man. And I know that Kenny Thomas led teams back then that were unstoppable in the pit, man. Like, I know that you only lost like 3 or 4 games in the pit, man.
Yes, sir.
I think the Lobos are not going to lose another game, especially in the pit. But I'm going to go as far as they'll probably play in the NCAA tournament this year, man.
Oh, they're gonna do that. That's a given. Like, if they don't,
yeah.
I mean, they're right now. I believe they're the last 4 in as of like
some
last
brackets,
week,
yes,
right?
yes.
In some brackets. So,
yeah. They're. I mean, I listen to those brackets too, but sometimes they're wrong, man. But I think you're right. I think the Lobos are going to be in the NCAA tournament, and they're going to beat everyone. They're going to play from the rest to the end of the season.
I totally agree. agree.
And then in Pit West, we're going to take that too, man.
As we always do. Hopefully, I'm going to be out there.
Do.
We'll see what's up. Thanks, Mud. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
Have a good one. I mean, come on. If you think about it, Ed, the Lobos right now are tied for first. 9. They're tied with Utah State, and they're tied with
San Diego
we already
State.
had commercial. San Diego State, and they're right there in the top.
Yeah.
See, we pushed 2 segments. This is why the music is coming on. Like, segment was short, but my bad.
Nope. Those things happen, but I think New Mexico is right in the position they need to be. But they've got tough games at Grand Canyon next Wednesday, at Nevada. There's still some business to be taken care of starting tomorrow night.
Yes, it is. You got to get out to the pit tomorrow night. Kickoff. The tip-off is at 9. I will be there. We'll be right back. We got another caller. Please hold on. We're going to take this quick break. You're listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel. Speaking of Pro Bowl, Ed, flag football 7-on-7. There's a lot of people that's declining from being a part of the Pro Bowl. And what's recent is that my quarterback, C.J. Strauss, declined as well. It's because guys are obviously hurt and they don't want to be a part of this. What's up with that from your perspective?
From my perspective, back in the day when I watched the Pro Bowl, I love watching it because, the guys hit, they played, they ran, they tackled, and they had to water it down because too many guys were getting hurt. I heard Jonah talk about Sean Taylor blowing up that Redskin or a punter, Sean Taylor, the late Washington Redskin safety who got shot and then died. Oh, yeah. But Sean Taylor, that he lived, my goodness. He hit this guy in a Pro Bowl game like, oh, my God, he blew him up.
That's wild.
And so, you'd see some strategy. You'd see, hey, your quarterback, whether it was Roger Staubach back in the day for the Cowboys, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, I would see, and I'd be interested. It was in Hawaii. These guys would play, man. And then, you could understand. Guys they're not going to put themselves out there for a game and get hurt permanently. But I tuned that out, man. I don't watch one bit of it. It's like the NBA All-Star game. I heard you mention that.
I was just about to say that.
I can't watch dudes say, hey, man, go ahead and do a 360 dunk. Go ahead. I can't watch that. Back in the day, I still remember the 84 NBA All-Star game. Hey, them dudes put it on the line because it's the best against the best. Yeah. So, man, those guys, Moses, Kareem, Magic, Ralph Sampson, I remember Magic made him the MVP, I believe, of the 85 All-Star game. Just kept feeding him. Ralph was at his best then, and then, knees went out on him shortly after. But you'd see Isaiah, Bird, McHale, back in the day, Robertson, West, Chamberlain. Those guys played their behinds off because your rep was on the line. They'd be like, hey, man, that dude killed you. Yeah. And now it's like, hey, man, go ahead, do a 360. You go ahead, score. I can't watch that, man. I can't watch that. I can't watch that stuff, man.
Now you got U.S. against Europe. Right?
That might be a little bit more intriguing to me. That
Right.
that one I might watch.
So, and then when you think about that, with the NBA creeping over into Europe, just like football is, even more to where the NBA is trying to partner up with FIBA, to where they're trying to go over there and do some more things. So I'm pretty sure it's FIBA, but don't quote me on that. But let's get to Terry real quick. What's up, Terry?
Good afternoon, Kenny. Good afternoon, Ed. Good afternoon, Kaylina. I know Ed's younger than me. I got out at Highland High School in '76. I know Ed's a young whippersnapper. And then he talks about Western. My sister was a college professor down there for 35 years. And so when you mentioned, Kenny, about worrying about up north, Silver City's down south, right? It's go through the Black Range and all that little podunk town down there. And it's a cool place, but the shared stories. But here, I go down a different tangent. Let's talk about trades that fell through. Did you have any teammates where the trade fell through and then it's like walking on eggshells in the locker room because, the player knows the team didn't want him, but the trade didn't go? And did you deal with any teammates like that?
That's a good question, man. And thanks for correcting me when I said north. I meant south.
No, yeah,
thank you.
well, no, I'm sorry. I could get mad when I say it, but I'm saying
thank you.
Yeah, down there and go through the Black Range. It's a nice place. But yeah, did you have any teammates that you had to kind of still deal with, or would they just sulk like it'd be like going to prom and broke up? You still go with the same person?
I don't think I actually encountered one of those, but I mean, think about it. My name was out there, and you still got to come back to the team, and you still got to play, and you still got to be a professional, right? But now that I think about a situation that's going on right now with James Harden and the Clippers, right? You got CP3, Chris Paul, who's a stand-up guy that was like the president for our union, which is unfortunate that he's now with the Clippers. So it was unusual for that to happen. And then now you think about James Harden. He hasn't played in the last 2-3 games. And it's coming down to where he's not showing up because he wants to be traded or it's just not a right fit. So I think that's the closest thing that I can think of, because James Harden, from what I heard, is known for being that guy to where, hey, if I don't want to be here, just like OKC, he didn't want to be at OKC.
Brooklyn,
look at what happened, right?
Too.
You got to get that brother out. So that's probably the best thing I can relate to.
Yeah, he's making $39 million, but then you got to find somebody willing to take the baggage.
Yeah.
Because mentally he's just a space cadet. When he wants to be, he can play. Well, he's never going to guard anybody, but he can light it up. But he went, from that end. But you got to make the numbers crunch, and I don't know in the next few days if they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
that. And last little bit, Kenny, you guys can share. I don't talk. You loved, I think, your 4 years at UNM. They're talking 15, 20 freshmen being drafted in the first round, and I thought, wouldn't some of these guys want to stay in college for $3 to $5 million a year? Wasn't college fun? I enjoyed college.
I enjoyed it.
But I'll let you guys be, and I always enjoy talking to you. So take care.
Thanks, Terry. Right? Appreciate you, man. I mean, Ed, he brought up some good points, right? Like I think these kids are staying in school, but they're not staying here in New Mexico, right? Because they're going after their bag.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. If these kids get more opportunities to make more money, because a lot of them are not going to play in the NBA, some of them might get more opportunities overseas, but it just comes with the territory, right?
They mentioned Lobos in the pros playing overseas. Mo Daisy's playing somewhere. Emmanuel Quach playing somewhere. Mustafa Amzil playing somewhere. They're getting their bag, man. They're not playing in the NBA, but they're Austria. They're playing in different places around the world.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. Look at Diego Pavia, a New Mexican that went to Vanderbilt, got his bag, came in second in the Heisman. I'm not sure where his draft stock will be. We'll see. But hey, man, he got $2 million a year at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Was able to help his family out.
Yeah.
His little sister plays for Albuquerque High.
Yep, I heard that.
And so one of our guys from ProView interviewed her a couple weeks ago, and he said, "Hey, who's the best Pavia in the family?" You're looking at her.
She sounds like her brother.
Oh man! And you know what? You got to be careful with that. You do, because you're not him. You're be Abby Pavia. She's good. She's a good player, but but I had to laugh when I heard it. I busted out laughing because I was like, well, she's got the same swag that he does.
Hey man,
get your bag, right? Get paid.
I've heard
man.
that. And she represent Albuquerque High. Nice, I heard.
What did What Denzel Washington saying training today? Got to get paid, right?
Hey.
Got to get paid.
Always. Hey, this Paul George situation, man. 25 games real quick before we go to break. 25 games. This man has made over $400 million in his career. This year, he would make $51.67 million off of a 4-year, $221 million contract. He's going to lose $11.7 million for these 25 games based off of him saying it was a mental health substance that he took, and obviously it was not a part of the list that they have for. I'm pretty sure they still have a list of banned substances to where, hey, he didn't check, but that's a lot of money to give up.
I don't understand that because at this point in his career, he knows better, man. And look, to his credit, he admitted it. My fault. I did it. But he. I think he's on the down. Obviously, he's on the downswing. He's been a good player, but never hit that tier of a Kobe or LeBron. Been solid. Played for Indiana, the Clippers, Oklahoma's been around, 76ers, but never hit that one stride to put him above, where in that elite group.
You think he never hit that stride when he broke his shin?
Oh my God, that was nasty.
His shin.
He came back from that. He did come back from that. He did. He came back and played well. But they look at the squad that they had at OKC. Look at the squad, even with the Clippers. The Clippers. That's why that James Harden thing I think has legs. They've been playing good since December, very well. Yeah. But they might say, hey, man, we want to break this up because what have we won? What have we done with this group? Yeah, totally. They haven't won anything. Yeah. Kawhi's still playing great. Yeah, I used to say this about Harden: step back, jack, flop, go to the line.
And that's what he did.
They stopped calling that, though. Him pulling through like that, they stopped calling that. So that's not so much anymore.
Because of him. Before we go to break, there's a question. What was your favorite city playing in, and which was your least favorite? Favorite city, Hollywood, man. Hollywood, L.A. Worst favorite, Boston. That's why Seattle's going to beat the Patriots this weekend. You guys, just throw that out there. You listen to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. It's okay, Kaylina.
We get there eventually.
Things happen. That's where, if you heard me cut out, it's totally fine. It's the right program. Kaylina's producing. Got Ed Nunez in here. Hey, Ed, I got a text message from somebody that's in Silver City. They're trying to figure out, ask me, between their friends, they're trying to figure out when I got it. NBA players get paid, if they get paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly salaries. I won one of your oil changes. Thanks. I'm due. Name is Dale. Gonna be due tires too. He wants the $2,000 ones. I guess you do. You got to listen to the show and call in. I'm old school like Ed, and the caller from Silver City. Used to go watch you back in the day in the pit. Was 19,500 standing room only, and I was the crew that did the remodeling of the pit.
Wow. That's cool. Some history there, man.
That's cool.
Got to respect that.
Wow, that's really cool. I don't even know what to say to that. Thank you, Dell. I appreciate that text and you listening to the show from Silver City. If that's the case, did you pay him to listen to the show on text?
I did not. Don't need to. You got plenty
somebody's
of followers.
Following you. Yeah. Somebody's following you. You just came from Silver City, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm there every other weekend, man. Covering, enjoying what I do out there, and I'm glad the Mustangs are winning and third the conference right now.
So we got our women's team coming up playing at Wyoming. You can catch that game right here tomorrow, right after my show. Kicks off at 6. I'll be back here from 4 to 6 regular time. And we got our men kicking off the game tomorrow against Utah State. Starts over on KKOB at 8:30 pregame. If you're going to the game, you got to come to the game and you got to show out. And Ed, if we don't have a full packed arena tomorrow, I am going to come on this show on Thursday and talk a lot of crap.
Should be
I really am.
It's a late game, but it should be a full house. It should be.
You got 2 teams tied. You got 3 teams, but you got 2 teams playing tomorrow tied for the number 1 spot at 9-2 in the Mountain West Conference. And we didn't know what we were going to get, right? Like, how do we not sell out the pit?
Knew everything. You mentioned new ball boy, new manager, knew everything.
And this is the first year from the perspective of them being as good as they are and their record being as good as it is. How do we not? Like, I don't.
Got to be there, man.
Come on, man. We got to be there.
Throat.
We got to be there.
Needed it full throat, man.
We got to be there. There's a lot of different action and different things going on, but yeah, I want to drop this nugget. I was just at Sandia today, and I did a recording for KOB. It's Kenny's Got the Score, which is my segment that is Monday through Friday over on Channel 4. It airs at 10 and it airs at 6. So you can catch it at 10:20, you can catch it at 6:20 a.m. the next day, Monday through Friday. But we recorded a Super Bowl special with my team, Channel 4, Tessa, and all of them. I can't believe I'm a part of Channel 4's team. But there's a Super Bowl special that's coming out on Channel 4 this Saturday, and it's Kenny's Got the Super Bowl Kickoff, and it's airing at 6:30. You can check that out this Saturday. Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff you're doing, man.
I'm
really
so
happy
blessed,
for
man.
you. Yeah,
I
that's
appreciate that.
And it's sports, something you love to do. I always say for me, sports isn't work, it's passion. So I think it is for you too.
See, this is why I get you in over here, and hopefully I can get you back on Lobos Live over on KKOB.
I'd love to do it one more time before the season
One more
ended.
time before the season.
And yeah, my son too. My son is having a great time with you.
You got anything else coming up on the Pit Press that you want to let?
We'll have a recap of the Thursday. After the game on Wednesday. My son and I are about to do St. Pius and Highland at Highland tonight, 7:00. I graduated, played at Highland, coached at Highland. My son graduated and coached at St. Pius. So we got a little bit of a rivalry. I do the play-by-play. He does the color tonight, but sometimes we flip. And as father and son, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm very proud of my son.
Who's supposed to be the better team, though? Be honest.
Highland's ranked number 1 in through 4A, man. So I'll tell you, my Hornets are the better team right now. I did go to the old Pius one year, so I've got some Pius love. And my son played at Pius, so of course I've got some Pius love. But I'm a Hornet, man, all the way through.
Hey, I'm a Bulldog.
Yeah, that's right. I know you are. I know all those brothers you played with. I know just about every one of them.
JoJo Brooks.
Yeah, he's coaching the
him?
Cottonwood Classic. He wants me to do some PA for him. JoJo's doing a great job over there. We talked a long time the other night about his concepts, the way he's put the team together. And, he's used some of Coach Holzman's coaching that he received at Albuquerque High. JoJo was a heck of a player, man. Yes, he really was.
He was a bouncer.
Yeah, no, quick jumper.
Oh, yeah.
And then the left hand, boom.
I think he got a state championship ring with me, didn't he?
He sure
in
did.
95, because he was a part of that team that I think he was a true freshman, and he played up, I think, some games on when I was on.
He also played with Brandon Schartz, as you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, Brandon was one heck of a player, man.
Another bouncer.
Yeah, you know what? And has grown up so much professionally and personally. I keep in touch with him. He's doing, got married. And really settled down and was wanted to coach. Maybe that'll still happen for him someday. But he's really, really doing well. I'm really very, very happy for him.
That's cool. Kaylina, thank you so much. I appreciate you, as always.
You're very welcome.
Oh, I didn't think you could speak because you just nodded your head. She doesn't know what she's doing on the switches, you guys.
That's true.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And Manny, I know you're there. He's our IT guy that's helping Kaylina. Appreciate you, bud. As always, if you're listening, thank you so much. Ed, it's always an honor, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
You bet, man.
And hopefully I'll see you Thursday if you can make it. I think you might have a scheduling conflict.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you guys have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for listening to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 6 in the Sport Channel.